Hey, welcome! Today I have an exciting video for you and a free gift. You're going to love it, so stay tuned. Hi! Okay, so today we're going to discuss how to set up your altar for ritual magic, for performing a ritual. You don't need a whole lot. You don't have to have all these fancy tools or anything. You basically just need something that represents the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. I'll show you what those are in a minute. And you don't even have to have candles. You can do most of your ritual in visualization if you want to. But if you're going to be using an altar and tools, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Okay, so first thing I'll discuss with you is your altar. If you're going to use an altar or if you're not. Now, some people just go ahead. I mean, they're physically able to. For those of us that are older and our bodies have been through quite a lot, we can't, use the floor or a low-spaced rock on the ground as an altar anymore. We just can't. So, we have to have some sort of table. So you can have a table that is a comfortable height for yourself, or if you're comfortable doing ritual on the ground, with your legs folded in a yoga position, whatever, you can do that as well. Whatever feels natural and comfortable for you. So you can do it either way. If you're doing it outside, you can also use a rock for your altar, and that can be any size that you would like. Any kind of boulder size to a small rock to a flat brick, whatever is comfortable for you again. So those are some natural options that you can use for, altar. You can have one or you cannot have one. It is up to you. You don't need anything. If you're not going to use anything, you might want, if you're just going to use the ground, you might want to think about using some kind of tray, like a serving tray, to help your items stand up, or to keep them from falling over. You don't want your candles falling over in ritual, with the wind blowing or with, whatever, because the ground is uneven a little bit, boom, and you don't want anything to happen to any of your stuff as you're doing ritual. So you might want to use a tray. That would be my suggestion. So you can do it all in natural that way, or you can use an altar. And like I said, if you're going to use an altar, what I use is a TV tray, a wooden one that I have purchased from Walmart, and I will try to show a picture. Well, how would I do that? I guess I could put a link down below to a picture of a folding tray. They're about $12 or $13 at Walmart, and you can get yourself a wooden one and use it whenever you want to for your ritual, and fold it away if you need to keep secret, and put it away that way. No one will ever know that you have a ritual altar. Now, there are two kinds of altars. You have the kind of altar that is set up to honor a deity or honor a spell working. Okay? Like one specific intention. Like if you have an intention that you're going to be, focusing on for a week or for a month or long term, like finances all year long, you may want to set up an altar that is dedicated just for that intention. Or you could set up an altar that is dedicated just to your specific deity that's personal to you. You can do that as well. Or you can have your working altar, which is what we've been talking about so far. Again, that can be, on a table, or it can be the ground, a boulder, whatever is comfortable to you. Now, if you're going to use an altar, well, even if you're not, you may want to start with an altar cloth as a foundation. Just something that represents, you don't have to, but you can, that represents the season, the Sabbat, the Esbat that you're doing. So something colorful that enhances your ritual that way. For example, if you're going to have an altar table that's up all year long, maybe you want to have an altar cloth that has multiple colors in it. This is just a bandana, but it will fit a TV tray, altar table. Like this, because the seasons change, right? We all have all different colors for each Sabbat. So this is kind of nice because with all these colors, it would represent all your seasons. Or you could use it for just, you know, just Sabbats for when you're doing your Sabbat ritual. That could be for that. Maybe you want to use purple for your moon rituals, or white, but maybe something like this altar cloth, you know, with your pentacle, that's set aside just for moon rituals, your esbats, in other words. You can do that as well. I'm not saying this is what it has to be. This can be anything you want, anything that you feel. This could be your Sabbat altar cloth, whatever you would like. Maybe you could have something like this that has the sun and the moon on there. That would be nice on any of your altars. You could have a solid color and then maybe throw something with gold or silver on there that's kind of like this one, this like tulle looking stuff, just to bring in a little bit of fancy, if that's what you want to do. Okay, or, you know, this is one of my go-to bandanas that I use as an altar cloth cover because it has purple and black in there, which is very magical, and I think it's very uplifting. I love this one. I use it very often. So you can do that as well. Okay, so any of those. So you'll want to start with your altar cloth. Let me try to lay one out for you. I guess I should have set up for that. Which one should we use that you can be able to see the tools on? We'll use the star one. Yeah, we'll use the star one. I got some interesting stuff to share with you later too. You'll like that. Okay, so you'll put out your altar cloth. And then you'll want to set up whatever you're going to use for your elements, okay? The most basic that you would need to start with is your salt. I got something in there. Is your salt, which represents earth, okay? And your water, which of course represents water. Oh, let's start with this. What side does everything go on? How does that all work out? Well, it depends on what you believe in. What feels right for me is that the left side is the God side of the altar, and the right side is the goddess side of the altar. And it just depends on your school of thought. Some people will say that that's reversed. Now, if you're going to do one side or the other like that, then the center would be neutral. Whatever's neutral goes down the center, okay? So, air is a masculine element, so that would be on that side of the altar. And water is a feminine, so it would be on that side, okay? Fire, of course, it would be directional at that point, so you would have air, fire, water, and then earth at the top. So you can have something that represents all of those. Although this is your earth, you could do it that way, yeah. And then you would put your lighter right here. A huge lighter, but yeah, there you go. So now your elements are totally represented. And then you could have, candles, doesn't matter, that you could carve on them, or they could just be tea lights. They don't have to have any symbols. You don't even have to have candles. You could just use little images that you've drawn that it's personal to you. You know, something for the goddess, something for the god. Okay, and that's basically what you need right there. For your other tools that you're going to need, for your incense, yeah, actually you have to have some more, you have to have incense. So you can choose, are you going to make your own incense with, fresh herbs, or do you want to use a stick incense? Oftentimes I find it really inexpensive and easy just to go ahead and use a stick incense. But I do love it when I'm able to use a nice handmade incense blend. Okay. You may want to use a feather to represent air as well, if you're going to be doing, to go with your incense and your incense holder. Drop it in there. There we go. Okay. And then your athame. Now, your athame, some people think it represents fire. Some people think it represents air. I use the athame for cutting a space between the worlds. That's what I use it for when I'm casting my circle. So, you know, I'll put it there for air. And of course, then you'll want your wand. And your wand represents whatever the athame doesn't. So if you think your wand is fire, it would go in this space in the fire zone, in the fire element area. And if you think it represents air, then these would be reversed. Either way, some people like to cut the space between the worlds with their wands. You know, however you feel comfortable doing that. And then your pentacle. Okay, whatever you want to use for your pentacle, you can draw this on a piece of paper. You can mark it out on, you know, a piece of, you know, like a glass plate. I've shown you that before in one of my videos. And that goes in the center. Boom. There you go. So now you have everything that you basically need. If you're going to be burning, a cauldron is something you don't have to have. Okay. You just need an ash catcher for your incense, if that's what you're going to be using. If you're going to be using the cauldron in your ritual, you'll want something to represent that. Oftentimes it'll be something round because it represents the earth and fertility and the feminine. So the feminine fertility. So here's the censer. This is one of the first ones I used for a cauldron because it has somewhat of a round shape. So that worked for me. And often that goes in the center. Okay. It can go just below your pentacle as well, or just above it. However you want to space it out, that's fine. You can use, these are great. Oh, you'll want to use the little holder on it because any of these metals, everything gets super hot. You know, unless it comes with a handle that's wooden, even the handles that come with it get hot. Okay, so you'll want to put it on its little dish so it doesn't burn through your table or cause a nice lovely burn ring on your table, because it will do that. It won't start everything on fire, but it will be hot enough to leave a ring on your table, and you don't want that. So yeah, so you'll want to definitely use that with it. These often come with a screen, you know, like a crossways lattice screen on top of it, but I've lost mine. I don't know where I've placed it, or I'd be showing that to you as well. This is a cast iron skillet that I got from the store that had a candle in it. Okay, once the candle was burned down, I mean, it's perfectly good to use as a cauldron. It doesn't have the total round shape on the outside, but it is still a circle, you know. So you can definitely use something like that as well. Or you could use your cauldron. And oftentimes, if I'm using it to burn incense, if I'm using it to hold a an attention candle for that ritual, I'll just turn the lid over like this so it can hold my candle, okay, or my incense. And or there are some rituals where you'll want to take and burn your candle from the inside. So you place your candle holder in there, your candle, so on. Sometimes you want to fill this with water. You're not doing a fire magic ritual with your cauldron. You'll be doing a water ritual. So, you know, however you're going to be using it, there you go. You can use your cauldron as well. So those are some basic tools that you'll need. I really don't foresee anything more than that, you guys. This will pretty much get you through almost any ritual with these kind of tools right here. Okay? Let's see. What's the next thing that I wanted to share with you? So how to do ritual. Pretty much what you're doing is you're casting your circle 3 times. Okay? The 3 ways that you cast your circle. Really super important. Let me just go to my page number 1 here. This right here is my first set of notes that I made when I was learning to cast. It was when I was younger and learning about this stuff. You know, yeah, I cast my own circles and did that sort of thing. But then I had joined a coven, and the coven told me that you can't cast your own circles, you can't do your own magic, you know, until you actually gain so much, like a title. And so I went with that for a little while, and then left and never went back to it. I completely stayed away from it because that just took out all the fun, and not just the fun, it took out my spiritual growth. It really did. I mean, it totally put out my flame, 100%, because somebody else was doing all the energy work for my life, and they weren't even doing it appropriately or to my liking. So no, I don't agree with that. I think that you need to do your own magic. Yeah, it's okay to involve others when you need, you know, more people in numbers, because there's always strength in numbers. So that's fine if you've got somebody who can agree with you. But at that point, if it's your intention for your life, it is your magic, and someone is assisting you. So get that straight. It's important that you do your own magic and learn how to, and to do it with harm none. The reason why I say that, I know there's a lot of fuss out there that talks about harm none is not really a rule in Wicca. It's not really a rule in magic. Well, it doesn't matter if it's like, there are no rules, right? It doesn't matter if it is. I mean, we want to take good advice, and I think it's good advice. It's something that can help keep you harm-free. And I mean, that's the whole point of doing anything spiritual anyways, because we want to better our life and expand it in the most positive way possible. And one way of doing that is focusing on harm none. You know, performing magic that is harm none, trying to live your daily life and daily goals, harm none, and what you're learning about with your magic and your spiritualism, harm none. So that's just what I recommend. It's not a rule. Oh, now I've lost where I was at. What was I saying? So you want to do your own magic, okay? It's really important. Learn to do it yourself, do it harm none. And, you know, nextly, the other part before I got sidetracked was set up the altar. So this was what I had to write out for myself when I finally came back and started doing magic again. I took notes because I was like, you know, that other experience had actually made me gun shy to do anything. Like, well, see, you'll mess up. You'll say it wrong. You'll do it wrong. So I started writing everything down. And now I realize that that's not it. If it comes from the heart, it's going to be fine. But these safety notes in the beginning will help anybody anyway. So get your notes together and keep them on a little ring. You know, how to cast a ritual, which I've got a special gift for you at the end of this video to help you do that so you can make your own. They're already written out for you. Surprise, surprise. So anyway, so that's what you want to do. And you set up your altar. We cast the circle 3 times. And the way that we do that, first of all, okay, you pour out your salt around your circle. You can sprinkle it around. You can pour a thicker circle around. Whatever you think you need to do to pour that protection out around your circle. And that's to purify your circle and just mark it out, okay? Boom. That's 1. But that's really not level 1, okay? That's the first thing you do to mark out your circle. Then the first is with air and fire, okay? So you take your incense and go around your circle with your incense. You're cleansing it that way. Then you do it with water and earth, okay? Once you add your salt to your water and you bless your water, then you take and sprinkle that around your circle. That's number 2. And then the third one is when you cut your space, okay? There you go. Or you could see it the other way, the first layer of salt, then your air and fire with your incense, and then your earth and water. But then you're still cutting your sacred space as well. So however you want to see it, but just do all those steps. And there you go. So that's what you want to do for ritual. Now, I'll read to you a ritual that you can get at the bottom. I'll have a link so you can download this. The only problem is I'm not really good with, you know, Word documents and getting those right. So whatever, you guys might be able to fix it. It's prints out on one piece of paper like this. Whoops, there you go. It prints out on a piece of paper like this. It doesn't print out like, this is supposed to be index cards, right? 5x6 or 4x6. And it would have been great if it printed them out like, however, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd have been awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it didn't do that. It printed them all right here. No biggie. Just print it on whatever thickness of paper that you want. you know, cut it out on this side, and then of course use your, you know, special tools and cut it the way you want to, and a hole puncher, and then you guys will have your own little set of ritual things, and you can put little tabs on there, tape some little tabs on there and labels, so you know what page is what. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th page is just notes that you can have for yourselves. This is a nice little free gift, you guys. This is so you can do your rituals in confidence. Okay, so I'll read it to you as we go. So how to do ritual. First, you want to cleanse your home and your ritual area, and you can do that with spray. Okay, you can do those with incenses. You can do it with your censer. Of course, you'd want to hold on to something, go around your whole home. You can do it with a candle. Walk around your candle. You can do it with your besom. Oh, you probably want to have your besom on your altar too, or near you in ritual. You can go around and cleanse your home with your bell, with energy. That's fine as well. Okay, so all those things, cleanse your home. Then you want to cleanse yourself. You want to take a nice spiritual bath and, you know, first get clean and then soak in a tub of some wonderful spiritual oils. You can just add some sea salt in there if you want to. That is cleansing. You know, if you're taking a shower, you don't have a bathtub, what I do in those cases is I'll just take a water bottle and I'll fill it with water and I'll put whatever oils in there that I want, you know, or just even some salt, just something to make it cleansing. And, you know, I just pour that over me at the very end and just imagine everything being washed off of me, going out of the drain, the negativity is gone, and that I'm a cleansed, pure being. Okay, so that's what you want to do first. Cleanse your ritual area, cleanse yourself, cleanse your home, mark out your circle, and set up your altar, okay? Then you'll want to ground and center. So you'll stand in front of your altar and you'll meditate. You'll focus on, you know, the elements. You'll focus on the goddess and God. You'll focus on whatever it is that ground and centers you with spirit, okay? Then you'll grab your sea salt and you'll sprinkle it and you'll say, I purify this circle. May no harm enter within. And you'll go from east to south to west to north and back to east in a clockwise motion. Then you'll use your air and fire, which will be your incense, and you'll light your incense and walk clockwise around your circle again and say, I consecrate and cleanse this circle with air and fire. Negative forces be gone, and visualize those negative forces leaving. Then you'll take your water and your earth, which is your water and your salt, boom, boom. And a lot of times, you know, it's important for some people that they take the tip of the athame and they put the salt in there that way. They do it this way. Can you see me over there? Whoops. We'll do it this way. However, you know, get your salt in there, mix it up a little bit, and then put your athame in here and say, I cleanse this water with love, light, and power. Okay? Or however I just wrote it on here. I cleanse and bless this water with love, light, and power. Then you'll take that water and you'll go around your circle again, from east to south to west to north, back to east. And you will say, I cleanse and bless this water. Yeah, so you need to sprinkle it around your circle. I got lost. And then you'll cut a sacred space, okay, between the two worlds. You'll take your athame. Now, this is really important about your athame. They are sharp. If you're using a sharp athame, okay, you're supposed to hold it above your head and visualize it filling with light. But you don't want to hold it on top of your head. You want to hold it in front of you and above, and then lift it. You want to make sure if you drop it, it's going to drop to the ground in front of you, not on you. Okay? So be safe with your tools. Use common sense. Never hold a knife over your head. So hold it up. And then you'll visualize it filling with light, a blue light, okay? A cleansing blue light. And then you'll start in the east with the tip pointed down to the ground. And then you'll walk from east to south to west to north and then back to east. And while you're doing that, you're going to visualize that blue light leaving your athame, touching the ground, and cutting a space between the worlds and leaving that blue light all around, okay, that blue fire in the whole circle. And as you walk and do that, you're going to say, I conjure thee, O circle of power. I cut the space between the worlds of mundane and magic to be a place of protection and to contain the power I shall raise within. I do bless and consecrate thee with love, light, and power, so mote it be. Then you'll call your watchtowers. You'll face each direction, starting with the east, and you'll say, as you're facing the east, I call forth air, hail and welcome. Face the south. I call forth fire, hail and welcome. Face the west. I call forth water, hail and welcome. Face the north. I call forth earth, hail and welcome. And then you'll go back to your altar and say, welcome, air, fire, water, and earth to my circle. Then you'll call the goddess and god. Lady, my goddess, I call you to my circle. Hail and welcome. Doesn't have to be long, you guys. It can be short and sweet. You can elaborate more from here if you would like. That is fine. Lord, my God, I call to you. I call you to my circle. Hail and welcome. Then you'll say, shine your light and lend your strength to my circle today. You'll face west and say, now is my circle cast, unbreakable and without harm. No act goes unnoticed, so mote it be. Now, at this point, you've cast your circle and you are ready for your ritual time. So you'll go ahead and spend time doing whatever you do for ritual. Like, for instance, this is my Sabbat. Today, the wheel has turned. We are honoring the sun. As this happens, here we are. You know, so on, etc. This is our symbols. This is our candle. This is our incense. This is what how we've gathered. Whatever you need to say. Or this is my Esbat. You know, calling down the moon. Whatever you need to do at that point in time for your ritual. That's what you fill in this space here where it says ritual time. Okay? You perform your Sabbat or Esbats. You end them with your cakes and ale if you're going to perform one. Okay, so that's two different ceremonies, your ritual and your cakes and ale ritual. Then you'll open your circle when you're all done. And how to do that, you dismiss the goddess and god and then the elements. Basically say, Lady, I am blessed by your sharing this time with me, watching and guiding me here and in all things. Depart in peace, there is harmony between us, hail and farewell. Lord, I am blessed by your sharing this time with me, watching and guiding me here and in all things. Depart in peace, there is harmony between us. Hail and farewell. Visualize them leaving. Visualize the peace. Visualize the love that they're leaving with you. Okay, so after dismissing the goddess and god, you'll then dismiss the elements. You'll start with the north and go around to the east. You're going to be working your way wider shins, which is counterclockwise. Okay, so from north, west, south, and east. And you'll start with the north, and you'll say, North, depart in peace, my blessings take with you. Hail and farewell. West, depart in peace, my blessings take with you. Hail and farewell. South, depart in peace, my blessings take with you. Hail and farewell. East, depart in peace, my blessings take with you. Hail and farewell. Visualize the elements leaving. Return to your altar and pick up your athame. You're going to go back to the north with the point and the tip down, facing your circle that you made earlier. You're going to walk again counterclockwise, starting at the north, and you're going to say, the circle is open, yet the circle remains, as its magical power is drawn back into me. Visualize the blue light returning to the blade and back into you or your aura. And say, I came in love. Then return to your altar. Say, I came in love and I depart in love. Love is the law. Love is the bond. Mary did I meet. Mary do I part. And Mary will I meet again. And then you'll declare, the circle is now cleared. So mote it be. And your ritual is done. At that point, last page here will show you. Clean up your area, put your things away, and you've got a little space for notes, okay, if you need to put those for your, you know, what you want to do differently for your ritual or anything like that, okay, that you'll want to do on a permanent level. So there you go. I hope you guys will enjoy these this free little printout. I will have it for you both in Word and in OpenOffice. Okay, so for those of you that don't have Word document, don't worry about it, because you'll have it in OpenOffice, which is a free program. You can use that, you know, for free. You can download it from openoffice.org. Okay. I'm not sure where you can download it from, but it's openoffice.org. But anyways, you can have it in OpenOffice or Word. If you're good with programs, you'll be able to edit the page and put them 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4 on a page. You'll be able to print it out that way. See, I put the paper in this way. I don't think that was the mistake. I think it was my formatting. Okay, so you guys can format it differently. But it's typed out, it's spell proofed. I think I've gotten it pretty well in here. And, you know, you'll be able to make your own little ritual tool to help you out to do ritual. Okay, so anything else I didn't go over? How can you get some good herbs for an inexpensive price? These little baggies of herbs that you can get at the grocery store can help fill up your witch's cabinet with a good amount of herbs, like, you know, your rosemary. That's a Celtic clearing incense. It is ages old. It is something that has been used in magic and healing for ages. Okay. And then thyme, excellent for fairy work. Okay. And these bags are like 99 cents, $1.25 each, anywhere under $2 for these bags. And, you know, this is only like 0.75 ounces, but I mean, that's a large amount of herbs that you're getting. So you can definitely get your a lot of your herbs from places like this in the grocery store inexpensively, or at a Whole Foods center, something like that. Your resins and things, you're going to have to get those from like a magic supplier, okay? This is copal. A lot of your, so like resins, some of your woods. I mean, you're obviously not going to be able to get willow, you know, or pine wood as, well, maybe you can't, well, yeah, you can't. You're from the grocery store. So if you want your resins and your, like, you know, set apart for magical things, herbs, you'll want to get those from your magic supply store. I know that some tea shops sell these things in teas, in tea forms. However, they're very expensive. It's a lot cheaper if you go to your magic supply. Okay, guys? And that's it. You know, that's pretty much everything. If you have any questions about ritual, leave me some comments below. If you go ahead and use the download links and download these, please like this video. Support me, would you? Give me a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel. I'm getting better at making these videos. I really enjoy sharing. I try to be creative and think about things that might be left out, you know, in videos. Things that might still be questioned even after watching some how-to videos. And hopefully I'm answering those for you guys. And yeah, just let me know what you'd like me to address in one of my upcoming videos. I would definitely take it into consideration and try to do a good job. Hey, thanks for watching my video today. I really hope you enjoyed it and the free gifts. I also wanted to let you know that if you are looking for an altar kit, I have some great altar kits available in my eBay shop, and I have one available also on Etsy. So those links are also available for you down at the bottom. Thank you. Blessed be.